episode number 76 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and tablets with us, Geeks on Tour. We are old dogs and we are learning new tricks.
We sure are.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jim, and together here with my wife, Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your Android phone or your iPad tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach.
Or at least we try.
And we think that the best way to learn is on a regular basis, bite-sized pieces in a regular basis, and that you have to keep learning all the time. So that's what we do, and we make this weekly show so that we learn and then we teach you. Our website is geeksontour.com, and there we have some prepared materials for our members.
Yeah, we say we prepare for this, but we're never quite sure until it happens. So, Chris, where are we now?
We're at home in Fort Lauderdale for at least 1 or 2 more weeks, and that is a picture. There are gorgeous clouds in Florida. We don't need mountains. We have clouds.
Yes. On today's show, we have a tip of the day, and we're going to talk about long press on Facebook's like button. That should go pretty quickly. The beginner's lesson, printing from your smartphone. App of the day will be Snapfish. If you have questions, ask them there in the comments, and we'll try to answer them live during the show. The show is recorded on YouTube on our Geeks on Tour channel, and you can always find the links at geeksontour.com/weekly show. We do invite you to become a member. We are member supported. We don't sell anything really except our memberships. And to become a member, you just go to our website, geeksontour.com. How about show notes from last week? What do you got?
Well, I just always like to point out that if you are a Geeks on Tour member, you get show notes. So I want to show you that. For last week, we talked about right click. And one of the things you can do with right click is to copy and paste.
Are you ready?
No, I can't figure out how to do this computer stuff.
What does this button do? Press that button for you.
Okay, so here we are at our website, which is geeksontour.com. And if you just go to weekly show, that's where we keep all the archives of the weekly shows. You scroll down, and here you start seeing all the episodes. So last week was about right click. And if you click on notes and links, then you will have to be logged in. I guess I already am. But let's say you remembered talking about copy and paste, but you don't remember how to do it. So you can use the show notes and scroll down until you see copy and paste. And here are written instructions. Long press anywhere in the text, drag beginning and ending markers at the top of the screen, options for copy. Go to where you want the copied text to appear, long press and paste. And if you want to see the video, the show for that part, you just click on the link right here. It takes you to the YouTube video at the place where we talk about how to do copy and paste.
So that's where the show notes are really, really handy, right?
Yeah, I mean, we use them ourselves a lot.
Yep, all the time, because I can't remember any of this stuff.
So that is show notes.
Very cool. Let's see what else is going on over here. Oh, printer's going to sleep. How do you print? Okay, so that's long press on like. Very good. Quick tip.
Quick tip. Well, also, this happened because last week we talked about long press, and then after the show, you reminded me of a really cool use for long press, and it's new with Facebook, so I figured it's a good tip. So if you are accustomed on Facebook to just tapping on the like button, now if you long press on that, you'll be able to do other things than just like. So I'm going to show you, I'll use the iPhone since it happens to be the one that's right here. And if you go to Facebook.
Oh.
I'm showing the screen.
How do I do that?
Okay. So if you go to Facebook and you are looking at a post that a friend made, like this one of a gorgeous guitar from Jim's friend Tom, there is a like button. And if you just tap it, you like it. But what if you want to say, oh, you love that? Well, you long press on like, and you get these other reactions. And you can tap on a little heart for love. And I just think that's kind of cool.
That is very cool.
And you may have been hearing a lot about these other reactions, because it's been coming for a while. A lot of people say they don't like to click on like when it's an announcement that there's a funeral or something like that. Right. So that's how you do it. Long press.
There is no dislike.
No, there's no dislike. You can still just like it.
That's what people were looking for.
Or you love it, you haha, you wow, you say you're sad or angry. So dislike would be sad or angry, I guess.
Okay. We do invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com and 2 Geeks on Tour. Are you ready for this beginner's lesson?
Sure, why not?
Okay. We're going to do it whether we're ready or not.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So printing from your mobile device. And this is the slide I'm going to harp on the most. I think there are literally thousands of different makes and models of printers, and each has its own challenge. So, you know, we say,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't.
Why print?
What do you need to kill trees for?
Yeah.
Okay, we're done here.
That's what the computer's all about. Just view it on the screen. Especially pictures actually look better. And if you really do want to print pictures, I say that you use a service. And I have some samples here.
Okay. Show them.
So I've used either Snapfish or Shutterfly for these, and they are nice quality pictures. This, you would be really hard pressed to get a nice picture like this from your printer. You know, I mean, maybe you can. It can be done, but you'd have to buy the special paper as well. And by the time you pay for the paper and the ink, I mean, I think this 8x10 cost 9 cents or something. Maybe it was 15 cents.
It wasn't much, whatever it was. You can get, a bunch of 4x6 prints for, what were they? Cheap.
And the Snapfish, which is our app of the day today, if you join right now, meaning you just create a account to use Snapfish and get some prints, you get 100 prints for free. 4x6.
That's a good deal.
So just
can't beat that price.
I don't know. I personally don't see much reason for printing from your phone.
But some people do. A lot of people do. We get this question all the time.
We do.
And yeah.
So we figured it was time that we learned it.
And that's how we did it.
And there's a lot of issues to it. So I've tried to break it all down in these slides. So let's try that. If you don't even have a printer, you can still print. You can just send it to Office Depot or the UPS store and then go pick it up there or have them mail it to you. And for pictures, we think Walmart is great, actually.
Yeah, Walmart does a really good job. One of the reasons is they use so much chemicals. They're always fresh, and paper is always fresh. Some of these other places, maybe not so much. That's what I've heard.
Okay, but let's say you do want to print.
Okay.
How do you do it?
How do you
do
it?
So there's kind of two issues. And just like it's always been with printers, if you had a printer and a computer, you need two things. One, you need to connect them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the computer, you can do that with a cable or via a Wi-Fi network. To my knowledge, I've never seen a phone connected to a printer with a cable.
And that doesn't mean it hasn't been done, but it's not the normal way to do it.
Generally, you connect via a Wi-Fi, some kind of wireless.
Some kind of network.
But then the second thing is, on a computer, you need a printer driver.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the equivalent with the phone? That's the stickler. You can get the drivers by getting a printer app, and we'll show you that. But you can also get it via Google Cloud Print, or in the Apple world, it's Apple Print. So let me go back to the slides here and see if we can help it make sense. So how to print from my mobile device? It depends.
Well, my favorite answer.
It depends on your printer. So if you have an AirPrint compatible printer and an iPhone or iPad, you're all set. That's probably one of the best ways, but even that one can have problems.
And you need to be on the same network.
Yeah.
So if you're on the same Wi-Fi, you're set.
And we will show that in just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you have a relatively new printer that is Wi-Fi connected, it has an email address. That is the easiest way. And you can install a printer-specific app, and I want to show you where we have videos on that. Or third way is you can register it with Google's Cloud Print, and we will show you that. But first, let me show you the videos we have. So if you go to geeksontour.com and our tutorial videos, then there we have a whole section of tutorial videos on smartphones and tablets. And we've taught you this before, but in case you've forgotten, you can do a Control F to search just this page for the word print, and there you go. There's our videos on how to print from iPad with or without AirPrint, how to print your calendar, that's something special on iPhones, or how to print from an Android phone. And these videos are talking about downloading specific printer apps. And these are our member videos. Okay. Back to our slides here. Now, what if you have an old printer, one that is not Wi-Fi?
They call those classic printers.
Classic printers, yeah.
Not old, we're classics.
Are we totally out of luck then?
No, actually, if you set it up right, and that I've done that this week, we have an old laser printer that is pretty big device, and it's plugged into what I call a print server. It's plugged into a computer on our network and with a USB cable. So I can access it through the local area network because it's plugged in to that networked computer. It's a laptop up there, then that's its only job pretty much. And that seems to work pretty good most of the time. And it is addressable using Google Cloud Print.
Now,
services.
so Google Cloud Print is
the best.
Relatively new. And the reason that we figured we primarily teach that is because it applies to all printers.
Right. And it works on Apple and Android.
But if you really need to print, get a new printer.
Right. If you have an older printer that, yeah, it's probably time. Printers are so much less expensive than they used to be, especially the lasers. And they're a lot better, and they're going to come ready to print with your wireless stuff.
All right. First, we're going to talk about the iPhone, iPad, and AirPrint printers. Now, every Apple device comes pre-installed with the AirPrint capability, then what you need to make sure of is that you have an AirPrint printer. So, and as long as both the device and the printer are connected to the same Wi-Fi network, you're done. Although there still depending on the printer, you may need to follow some instructions from the printer manufacturer to activate AirPrint. You had to do that with this
I had
printer,
to do that
you?
with this printer, right?
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go to the iPhone now and show you a couple of things. First, so I just have this note here that, let's say I want to print this. The way you print on the iPhone is by using the share button, or some people call that the action button, the square with the up arrow. I tap on that, I tap on print, and then you have to select a printer. Select printer, and it's looking. And I will tell you, it will come up, it'll say no AirPrint printers found.
Okay, now look at the very top line there, because that shows you how you're connecting to the internet, right?
Right. So what did we say was the key to printing to an AirPrint printer? You must be on the same Wi-Fi network. And what Jim is saying is this isn't on a Wi-Fi network at all.
It's on a cellular network.
It's on a cellular network. So it will not be able to print to an AirPrint printer.
And it says no AirPrint printers found.
Right. Now, all I have to do is connect to the Wi-Fi here, and boom, it finds our AirPrint printer. I can select it and tap print.
Printer kicks right on.
And it's low on ink.
Of course. So if we run out of ink, I never like to replace the ink until it actually tells me I have to, because the stuff is so expensive.
Okay, so that was printing to an AirPrint printer. Oh, and
look.
Here's it did it.
Worked.
It actually did it. Cool.
Okay, great.
But one other thing to show you while we're still on this, notice I could, what if it wasn't an AirPrint printer? If it wasn't an AirPrint printer, I would need to get the app from the company. And the Epson does have an app. So you can tap on that. And here the issue is, so yeah, let's say I wanted to print a photo. If it is a non-AirPrint printer, you have to open the app first. So you find the correct app, download it, install it on your phone, then you open the app. Then you say, I want to print a photo. Then you tell it what photo. Select it. Next. And print. And wonder of wonders. It sounds like it's printing.
Yeah, don't get too excited.
So that was 2 ways on the iPhone. If you have an AirPrint compatible printer, you make sure you're on the same network, you use the share button and print.
Cool.
And if it's not an AirPrint printer, then you need to download an app from the printer manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next.
Paper out.
Paper out.
Yeah, well.
All right. So if you have a Wi-Fi printer,
Mm-hmm.
and you can connect it to a Wi-Fi network, you should be able to get an email address for it. Now, this is cool. So let's say, is it really out of paper?
I have to look.
You can use this on the other side.
Nope, you know what that is? I think that's the same issue that we had before.
So that's
okay.
So this is a Wi-Fi printer, but it's not that new.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it did have a problem there. So I'm going to cancel that. Communications on the network. Okay.
So if you have a Wi-Fi printer, you can get an email address. Now, how do you find that email address? Can I just go buy a printer, open up the box, and see the email address written on it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, how come?
Well, because when you register the printer, it goes out. It's connected to the internet through your local area network. It has to go out and talk to the registration server. And there it gives you the email address. It's just like signing up for your own personal email address. You have to go to an email server and create an email address. And that email address does need to be unique on that server. So if you're using Google, you don't always have the choice of just rver at gmail.com. So it needs to be set after you get it. And that's all done when you register the printer at the manufacturer's website.
Okay, and that I am going to show you how to do. First, I want this one.
Okay.
Here. So you need to connect your printer to the internet via the Wi-Fi. Once it is connected, it has what's called an IP address. And if you do a print test, you can get that IP address.
Yeah,
right
the
there.
registration
Now,
process usually tells you that it's going to print out this page.
Oh, okay. Well, you can print out this page, or you can
Anytime.
find it out on the little
On the screen.
display on the printer. Okay. So you need that IP address to do the registration.
Right. You need to know that the one that says 192.168.86.102, that is the local area network. Now, that's a private IP address. That's just in our house. There could be hundreds or even thousands of the same exact number. And that has to do with computer networking issues. But we have a private IP address that connects to the public internet.
Ding, 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 ding. If our friend Abby Stokes was here, when you get a little bit too geeky, you got a ding, ding, ding. Okay, I want to show them what to do with that IP address, though.
Okay, we need to get to a computer then.
Right.
So you need to go over to here.
Right. So what you do with that IP address is you go to a browser and you type that number into the address field. So that was 192.168.86.102. And because it's communicating, it says, oh, you are an Epson XP810.
So this is actually looking directly into the printer. The printer has some brains.
Yeah. And notice these top two, Epson Connect service. This is where you will get the email address. If you haven't, we've already done this. And it tells us, here's your email address. Now, anybody in the world, if you want to quickly write that down and send something to that email address, it will print on our printer. So I better take that off the screen.
I can always turn the printer off.
Notice that here is also where the Google Cloud print services are. And we'll talk about that later, but we aren't going to come back here. So now I want to go back here and actually demonstrate. I pretend that we have a friend visiting, and she has her boarding pass on an email, and she wants to print that out. And this is her device. It has never seen our network or been registered with any of our devices, but because our printer has an email address, she can go there, a flight reservation. So here is the email that is her itinerary. And all she has to do is forward that. Got to find the right button for forward to the email address of our printer. SNI, oh geez, I thought it would pop up. SNI.
Give it to me, I'll read it to you. If I can find it.
Now, once you get to do this the first time, add this to your address book.
Right.
Under my Epson printer, so you don't have to type all this out.
996898 VTPP5 at print.epsonconnect. Print.epsonconnect. I don't think you got a dot in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It has to be absolutely perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it won't work. And yes, you should put this into your address book. Then it'll always be available.
EpsonConnect.com. All right. And then send. So that's the easiest way.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah. Right. But okay, now let's talk about, and that will come out of the printer sometime. Sometimes it takes a while. Yeah. Let me go back to our slides now. All right. So if you have a Wi-Fi enabled printer, you should be able to get an email address that you can send things to and print that way.
Okay.
And that Apple or Android, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just, you just email, or computer.
Yeah.
From anywhere in the world. You're just emailing it.
Right.
Okay. Now there's Google Cloud Print. And this gives both the connection over the internet, not the local area network, but it's connecting over the internet. And then when you register a device with Cloud Print, you are getting the driver instructions for it. So step one, you must register your printer with Cloud Print and your Google account. That's important. Then on an Android device, you install the Cloud Print app. On an Apple device, there is no Cloud Print app, but any Google or Chrome items that you have on your screen will know about a cloud printer, a Google Cloud printer, and it'll just show up in the list when you ask to print. You know, that's pretty cool. An old printer, and we do have one of these upstairs, and Jim has registered it under his name, can be a Google Cloud Print printer. So how do you register? Number one, you must have a Google account. Now, I think all of our viewers do have a Google account. If not, you go to google.com, you get one for free. Then you register your printer with Cloud Print. I think the easiest way to know how to do that is to get the official instructions. Just go to a browser and Google for Cloud Print help. And you will get to the website that has step-by-step how to register a printer.
Good.
Our printer is already registered. So where we're going to take you is on our friend's Android tablet here that has never been on our network or anything. We're going to show you how you get Cloud Print and set it up. So back over here. So first to show you, there is a setting. I'll go into settings. On an Android device, there's a setting called printing. Right there, printing. And this says no services are installed for printing on this device. Okay, so how do we get one? I want the Google Cloud Print services. I go to the Play Store and search for CloudPrint. CloudPrint. And there it is. By Google Inc. It's free. Install. And that will take a minute. But then the thing to know here is, even though I went to the Play Store to get this, it's not going to show up in my all apps. It's going to show up in that printing settings. That is, if it ever shows up at all. I don't know what it's doing.
You're in airplane mode?
But I'm on Wi-Fi. This doesn't have... The Wi-Fi is on.
All right.
Install. Review your account to continue installing apps. Okay, well, this is, as I say, my friends. It wants a credit card. Nope, I'm going to skip that. I don't want to put a credit card on my... And accept. All right, I think we're in business now. Okay. That's a handy little tip, though. Did you know that you could skip that credit card part? A lot of people do not finish installing their Play Store because it asked for a credit card. Okay, now take my word for it. If I go to my all apps, it won't be there. But if I go to my settings and printing, there's CloudPrint. I mean, it had said that there were no services. Now there is a service, and I turn it on. And I say, okay. Now, though, it's not going to find any real printers. This is saving to Google Drive, because who owns that printer upstairs?
I do.
You do. So I'm going to go... All right. But I own this one right here. I'm the one that's registered that.
Okay.
So I can share. Now, I know this is getting kind of geeky. Hopefully,
yeah.
hopefully you're still following us. And this is for just making it work with any printer anywhere. If I, on my device, go to printing and CloudPrint, here are the printers. And if I go into the menu and settings, I can manage those printers, and any one that I own, I can share with somebody else. So I can share with my friend, and she will now have it on hers, and that is Marilyn.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see this and apply. Okay. Then back to Marilyn's, and it won't show up here right away. It comes to an invitation, comes to her email saying that I have shared a printer with her. And when you add it, complete action using CloudPrint. Alrighty. Refresh, no printers to add. I'm just going to go back into that printer setting and see if it appeared. Nope, hasn't appeared yet.
It could take some time.
Yeah. All right. I think that's enough. I think that's enough.
All right.
So go back to our
Yep.
slideshow here.
Yep.
And so just know you must have a Google account. You register the printer with CloudPrint, and you can find those instructions at CloudPrint Help. Then you can download the CloudPrint app and turn that on in settings, and then get the printer from the owner, or you have to go through the registration process under your account, under your Google. It's all has to do with your Google account.
Accounts.
It's really so amazing. Your Google account includes all the printers that you have in your
Available to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you've created or have been shared with you.
Okay. Any questions or comments? That
there are some. Yeah, let's take a look here real quick and get to the comment tracker. Come on. There you go. Bill says, in an analogy, email addresses are like P.O. box addresses. You have to go to the place that has the address to register it. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Always appreciate classes. Thank you all very much. Bob's late, but he's here. Printing address labels from Gmail has eluded us for a long time. We can print address lists by clicking on more, but convoluted export. Oh yeah, that you're getting into the database stuff, and yeah, how to get that out and making mail labels. That's this mail merge.
This is taking me back. Yeah, but
yeah.
How I would do it.
We're not going to do that here.
Mail merge with Word.
Yeah. Jolyn says that she had a previous printer with Bluetooth. Yeah, that would be another local area network. Actually, it's a personal area network. It's Bluetooth. And that does work with a lot of printers, but I don't see it out there very often anymore. Newer printers do not seem to include the function. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Needed in the office very often for hard copy email. Yeah. Okay. That's
so there are reasons to print, but mostly I print from my computer. But I know lots of people who don't even have a computer anymore. All they have is a smartphone. So you do have to figure this out if you need to print from your phone. Right. It can be super, super simple. But if it doesn't work, then figuring it out is can be a pain.
Can be. Is a pain. How's that? All right. Geeks on Tour, technology training. Go on.
Teaching old dogs new tricks.
Like us on Facebook. Become a member. App of the week is Snapfish. We got to get through this real quick.
Okay, and the purpose for doing Snapfish is that this is a way to print pictures from your phone to a service that will give you those great prints. And I will show it to you on my Samsung. And there's a couple of them, but the one that there's Snapfish and Shutterfly. Both of these will let you print to the service. So let me go into Snapfish. Now, it took me a little bit of figuring out, though. You still have to have the picture locally. So these pictures are ones that I took recently. If I want to get a picture that is no longer on my phone and it's in Google Photos, I would have to download it. So then I can say I want that picture, and then I tap on Shop, and I say I want prints. And I had already selected a couple others, so I now have 4 pictures ready to print at 9 cents each. And you tap Buy 4 now, and in a few days, you will have these beautiful prints in your mailbox. And also, you can do things like coffee mugs, or I love doing mouse pads.
You like doing mouse pads, and you did a nice job on that mouse pad.
Yeah, this was one of our favorite pictures of the RV in the Keys. And this is a mouse pad.
Very cool.
And I think I got this one from Shutterfly, not from Snapfish, but the same idea.
And you can get them from Walmart too. Cups, all kinds of things.
Oh, coffee mugs. Yeah.
Coffee mugs.
Mugs with pictures on them. The best.
Oh, cool. Long one. Well, did you learn something? I do. Review questions. You didn't know there was going to be a test.
Yes, they did.
To use CloudPrint, you must have a what account?
A Google account.
True or false? To print using an email address, you must have a computer to receive the email.
That's supposed to be kind of a brain twister there.
A trick question?
No, you do not have to have a computer. It is the printer that is the recipient of the email. So just having an email address for the printer, it prints.
Okay. But the printer must have paper. It must have ink. It must be turned on, plugged in.
And on the internet.
And on the internet.
It must be connected to the internet.
True or false? To print using Google's Cloud Print service, you must register your printer every time you want to print.
False.
No, you only need to do it one time.
So even if it's a little bit complicated, you only have to do it the once.
And yeah, it's worth it for some people.
And then it's just there as one of your printer options.
Okay, what website has the instructions to register your printer with Cloud Print?
Just Google for Cloud Print Help.
And you'll find it. That's the way to find it.
That is an official Google page for Cloud Print Help.
Right. And there might be other resources with your printer, but that's the best place to go. To print using iPhone and AirPrint printer, both the phone and the printer must be on the same what?
Network. The same probably the same Wi-Fi hotspot, but the same local network.
Okay, great. For important or large print jobs, use a service such as Office Depot for documents or Walmart for photos. You can upload or email files or use an app like what?
Like Snapfish. Or I think Walmart and Walgreens have their own app also. I mean, there's lots of ways, too many ways.
Okay, Chris, what's the web page that lists all of our weekly shows?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is weekly show.
And what's the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is blogs and articles. Newsletters is under there.
Cool. And what benefits do you get by joining Geeks on Tour? List them off.
Access to all the prepared tutorial videos, asking members in the Ask the Geeks member forum, show notes on our saved shows with direct links. It's notes and links.
Cool.
So the notes for this show next week will have all those slides too.
Right. We do invite you to become a member. Go to geeksontour.com and click on Join Now. Next time, sometime next week, we'll put together next week's show. The topic will be Google Photos. What's new?
They're adding new stuff all the time.
Oh, man, it's amazing. And watch for the notification for the next show. Make sure to click that you're coming and leave any questions there in the comments. We're almost out of here.
Keep pressing those buttons.
I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. Thanks for watching.
And this is What Does This Button Do?
And we'll see you next week.